Hi, I'm Natalie Arekwa, and I'm going to be presenting my culminating project in effective learning environments. My discussion topics will consist of fundamental responsibilities of a professional educator, establishing and leading a positive classroom environment, and effective teaching to promote student learning. We start with the first bucket, understanding of self and professional expectations. At the core, teachers, in my opinion, are models of ethical and moral behavior and provide students with a framework for building positive habits, learning outcomes. We started with our Kylie reflection on the inventories taken, brought insight into how I learn and informs my practice as a teacher by providing an important understanding of myself. My results were that I'm a reflector, so that entails spending time analyzing, being more of a background observer, reviewing facts and seeking opportunities to investigate and research. As a teacher, for me, I took this as meaning that I'm willing to admit when there are things that I don't know, and I do like to investigate and research things, learning with my students, getting to know students. So it was helpful during summer for me to include some of the inventories, the Myers-Briggs, multiple intelligences, and true colors is one I would use in the fall with my art classes. Student engagement. So a key takeaway for me as it pertains to student engagement is that I am constantly modeling for students, and my enthusiasm and expertise show that I care deeply about the topic, and this starts a cycle of reciprocity that encourages meaningful engagement. Understanding second bucket, understanding learning and instruction. Key takeaways here are students don't learn from teachers they can't relate to or dislike. Be authentically engaging students and actively listening. Ethic of care. Care is a moral foundation of education. So in this, my takeaways were that I continuously seek opportunities to build resources to improve the student learning experience and engagement. I connect with students, learn their academic and personal interests, classroom climate and culture. So this would include things that I would like to do, provide a space that allows students to take risks and make mistakes. Be flexible and mindful in seating arrangements, aesthetically pleasing, so making sure that the classroom is nice and neat, clean and organized, taking accountability, and being consistent with students. So how to implement these? Frequently praise students and reinforce a growth mindset, decorate the classroom with student projects, again, a clutter-free environment, making sure that they put away all of the supplies neatly, start the year with clear behavioral and academic expectations for each class and communicating those with family. Fairly and consistently applying consequences to students who are disciplined. So it's not taken that I prefer one student to the other. Classroom management. The goal is to maintain an effective learning environment, to be kind but disciplined in the approach to undesirable behavior, providing a space where the students feel safe and able to share their input quietly and consistently address and remind students of positive and socially acceptable behaviors. Controlling outbursts in kindergarten can be difficult. It's an art form, so predictable routines and procedures are indispensable in maintaining a sense of safety for students. It's a key that we teach students also the skill to self-regulate their emotions. Behavioral behavior and responding to behavior. So offering positive reinforcement. So feedback is not only superficial, but is focused on factors that students can control, like their interest, preparedness, and concentration. So Isabella, thank you for bringing your sketchbook. I noticed that when you bring your sketchbook to art class, you are much more engaged in our topic discussions, and you bring an informed opinion to the conversation. Social emotional learning, CASTLE. So these are the different elements that are addressed in social emotional learning. Questions that I can ask myself are, do my students have a well-grounded sense of confidence and optimism? Are they self-motivated? Can they manage their stress? Do my students empathize with others? Do my students cooperate with each other? Do they make responsible choices? Also, in implementing restorative justice, finding solutions that benefit the community, so repair harm, rather than implement punitive discipline that causes more harm. Creating a safe and responsive learning environment, my last bucket. The challenge would be to make the most inclusive art curriculum for this coming year. Anchor charts, which is something I haven't done before, choice assessments, also new to me, and cultural connections. I always try to make cultural connections. Having a history of art and visual culture degree makes art extremely culturally connected. So I can lean on some of my strengths there. Universal design for learning. This is creating environments and assessments that can be used by all students. This does not mean make the work less rigorous, but find innovative ways to make a task for all. So starting with engagement, this would mean finding topics that are interesting or finding an entry point to activating prior knowledge. Representation would be ways that the content is presented to students. So whether it be multilingual books, videos that can be shared with the class about the topic, action and expression would be the final assessments and what those look like, and accepting more than one form of assessment, summative assessment from the learning process. Lesson planning. The UDL lesson plan assignment allowed me to get creative to select from a palette of sorts the Common Core standards and ELD. It gave me the opportunity to view art from a new perspective, be aware of student strengths and weaknesses, and think about them as I am planning. In the year, I hope to create a student list in Excel with academic and behavioral data to reference when lesson planning for each class grade level. This will help guide modifications and differentiation strategies. Students' needs. So addressing students that have IEPs or are English learners. Though I'm not required by the Diocese of San Bernardino to provide all accommodations to students, I can think about what is in my capacity, so I can ask for more supplies like multilingual books or bilingual books. Use iPads for scaffolding, keep open lines of communication with family and the school community. In conclusion, through implementing new frameworks and strategies learned in this class, I hope to achieve a personal best and have my most successful year yet. I really like the quote, "Every student deserves a great teacher, not by chance, but by design." Some other quotes from the class that I found helpful. A teacher's understanding and acceptance of themselves is the most important requirement if teachers are going to help students know themselves. Procedures like rules are expectations for behavior. They usually apply to a specific activity, and they usually are directed at accomplishing rather than forbidding behavior. Restorative justice offers an alternative focusing on repairing harm and involving community participation in the disciplinary process. It aims to express community disapproval of offenses while reaffirming community norms and reintegrating offenders. Thank you for viewing my presentation for my culminative project. I want to thank you for the opportunity to be in this class, and I look forward to opportunities in the future where we can collaborate, or you are teaching any other classes. Hopefully sometime in the fall or spring, there is an opportunity to meet in person. All right, have a great rest of your day. Thank you.